All right. Hello, everybody. Hey, it is September 7th. We are 1 week into September, and our harvest catalog is launched, and we're off to a really good start for September. So I'm excited. Tonight we are talking about front loading your calendar. So um, I want to kind of start by telling you what front loading is, because it's a term some of you may be really aware of and others just may not. So let me start with kind of the basics. Front loading is something that you're going to hear us talk a lot about. If you are new, if you've been with us a while, you know it's something we already talk a lot about. It is very important for those who have a team, but it's also a habit that even a brand new consultant should get in the habit of doing. It's something that everyone really should do with their business. So let me ask you a question. Let's start with a question. Do you know where your PRV is coming from this month? It is the 7th of September. Have you reached your goal already? And if not, do you know where your PRV is coming from? So drop in the chat and tell me, do you know where your PRV is coming from? I'll give you guys a minute or two. Events, prayers, LTOs, parties, events and parties. June says some of it. Krista was active on day one. Yes. Parties, NFL warmers and parties. Okay, so yes or no in the chat, do you feel 100% confident that you are going to reach your goal for this month with your PRV right now, based on what you've got on your calendar? So it's a pretty good mix. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. If you had front loaded, you would, and many of you would already have reached your PRV goals, or you'd be halfway there. Okay, so failing to plan is planning to fail. All right, I love that quote. I use it with my kids all the time. They don't love it so much. Front loading is literally just planning. That's all it is. So when you front load, what you're doing is you are taking the first half or first third of the month, depending upon kind of where you are and how you do it. But you're going to take the first 15 days or the first, we'll say half of the month in this case, and you are going to spend that time accomplishing your personal goals, your PRVs, your parties, all the things that you are aiming for, you are going to accomplish for your personal business. Okay. So what about sponsoring goals? Yep. You're going to aim to reach those too in your first 15 days. Any other goals you have too, like say you have a goal, you're going to have 10 join conversations this month, or say you want to add a certain number of Scentsy Club subscribers, or you want to grow your social circle in a certain way, whatever it is, you're going to aim to do that in the first half of the month. Now, I say 15 days. Some people are more aggressive. Many aim to be active on the first. Many aim to be active by the 5th. Active by the 5th is a leadership trait that I actually look for. And it's something that we often, we take a really good note on. Many aim to have 500 by the 5th or the 10th or the 15th, depending upon where you are in your business and what your end goal is. But the idea is you are front loading your calendar. You're trying to get as much done as you can in that first 15 days. And you have to plan for it, right? To make it happen. So let me take you on a little bit of a tangent based on what I saw in the chat. Okay. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. A lot of you said parties. Some of you said prayers. Some of you said events. Parties, events, fundraisers, those are things that you have on your calendar. Maybe you have mystery bags on your calendar, or maybe you do personal whiff boxes or Scentsy Club orders. All of those things are things you have on your calendar. LTOs, when we know that they're coming, that's fine to prepare for them, but they really are the icing on your cake. They are not the main source of your PRV. The catalog is where your meat and potatoes are going to come from. Your parties, your customer follow-up, your warmer of the month, that kind of thing. That's your meat and potatoes. The LTO is going to be the icing. It's never a guarantee. Sometimes, there's a shipping issue and something gets pushed back or whatever the case may be. So don't ever rely on the LTO, okay? Our file is stacked with LTOs and they are great and they will add to your PRV, but don't rely on them. That's my point. All right. So why LTO? Great question in the chat. Limited time offering. So for example, when we have, Luke the Lab buddy came back out today. It's a limited time offering. When they're gone, they're gone. Harvest collection, when it's gone, it's gone. That kind of thing. Okay. Limited time offering, something that they announce it's coming this month. And you can, let your customers know. It's a great time opportunity for engagement with your customers, but don't ever rely on that in your month, because sometimes, and especially in a situation where we have shipping issues right now, and I don't mean Scentsy has shipping issues, I mean worldwide there's shipping issues, there's port issues and that kind of thing going on right now. Dates can shift and things. So if you're relying on the NFL warmers, for example, for your month, and right now they're scheduled for the 27th, I believe. But if you're relying on that and say there's another shipping issue and that doesn't get pushed to October, your month of September could be in trouble. That's what I mean by don't rely on LTOs. Okay, limited time offerings. So why are you going to front load? You're going to have to train your customers and you're going to have to train yourself with front loading. Okay. As I said before, you don't want to go into a month not knowing where your PRV is coming for. It can be stressful. So I'm going to give you two scenarios on why you want to front load. One as a consultant and one as a leader. Okay. So as a consultant, when you front load and you've got your schedule kind of booked the first half of the month, we all know sometimes parties and orders fall through. So when you front loaded, you've got the second half of the month to pull some things together and make it happen. When things go really well the first half of the month, because you front loaded, you also have some bonus opportunities to book some additional parties for the back half of the month, right? Or to flip those customers or to follow up with those new customers. You've grown your social circle in the month. You have to admit, when you start off your month strong and great, like those of you who nailed it on September 1st with harvest orders, you immediately feel more excited about your business. You're more passionate. There's a super big sense of joy that comes from crushing your business, and it motivates you and it pushes you harder. And you are more driven throughout the rest of the month. And the funny thing is that enthusiasm is contagious. You don't have to tell everyone, but people are kind of magnetically drawn to you when that happens. And you'll notice people will say, hey, I want to order too. Or, hey, I think I might want to join. People will come to me and say, I don't even know what happened. I was struggling to grow a team and all of a sudden people are coming to me wanting to join. Well, it's that kind of enthusiasm that I'm talking about. So you can also, when you crush it the first half of the month, you realize that you've got an opportunity to maybe set a bigger goal. And that's often where we realize that we can accomplish a lot more than we thought we could. And so don't be afraid if you crush that goal in the first 5, 10, or 15 days to up your game and set a higher goal. All right. So when you do this, you also have some time the end of the month. So if you hit all your goals by the 15th, say, you've got some time now that you can start promoting the holiday catalog that comes out October 1st and the warmer of the month that comes out October 1st and that kind of thing. It's really hard to promote those things if on September 30th, you are still trying to reach your PRV. If you're super stressed about reaching PRV, or if you're trying to earn the incentive and you feel like you're behind where you want to be, it's super hard to promote the following month and to fill up that calendar when you are struggling in the current month. And it can become a really vicious cycle. So you have to be prepared, and you have to train yourself and you have to train your customers. And it really is a mindset. Now, if you are a leader, and I want to define a leader as anyone who has one person under them. I'm not just speaking like to a director or star director, superstar director. If you are a leader, then I want you to know that you are a better leader when you frontline your calendar. Okay. You're walking the walk and you're talking the talk. It gives you credibility. I know that when I am working my business early in the month, it's easier for me to say to my team, hey, let me tell you what's working for me, right? If I'm not working my business early in the month, then I don't have any credibility because I'm not doing any of the things. And in this business, we don't just sit back and eat bonbons or chips or put our feet up. That's not how this business works. We lead from the front. So it's easier for you to be relatable and share ideas when you are walking the walk. You're more passionate and excited, and that does pass on to your team members, and your team will pick up on it. When you have crushed your goals the first half of the month, you have time to help those new team members crush their goals the second half of the month. You have time to train the people that join the first half of the month under you. You can cheer on your team. You can focus on your front line. You can have time for coaching, and you can take a better look at all the data and really watch for promotions. Plus, it gives you an opportunity to build relationships, not just with your team, but also with your customers. And your stress is lower because you've already nailed it, right? So, and then obviously you can spend the month planning and preparing for the following month and booking your calendar. So how do you front load? Okay, one more time, you're going to have to train yourself and you're going to have to train your customers. It really is a mindset. You have to tell yourself that you're going to do it, and you just have to believe it, because it won't happen otherwise. It might take a couple months to get your customers kind of into the routine of it. And I want to say, we're going to talk a little bit about a couple different ways you could incent your customers. I want to tell you that you should only do what is within your budget when we talk about incenting. And if that is nothing is within your budget, you don't have to incent. Okay. So, so I want to remind you guys that any incentive that you do has to be shared privately by email, text, etc. No incentives on social media or publicly. All right. No incentives on social media or publicly. Any incentive you do has to be done privately by email, by text, etc. Okay, so here's an idea of how you might start to learn to front load your calendar. You might pick 4 days, we'll say, within, say you want to have 4 parties next month. You're going to pick 4 days, the first 15 days of the month. Maybe you say the 2nd, the 5th, the 8th, and the 14th, just whatever 4 days work in your schedule. And then you're going to privately share that with the people that might be interested in hosting privately, because it's a personal special we're going to offer here. And then you might offer them something like, pick one of these 4 dates and you'll pay that much for a mini warmer or a wall fan diffuser or a 6-pack of bars or a 6-pack of scent circles. So you're going to use a perpetual reward. So let me break this down for you and give you an idea of what I mean. Again, only do this if it's within your budget. You're going to use, and this is US pricing because I'm a US consultant. So, so say you are offering them a mini warmer for, pick one of these dates, the 2nd, 5th, 8th, or 14th, book a qualifying party, and you'll pay that amount for the mini warmer. So say they pick the 5th. And you're going to do a VIP shopping event for them and their friends. So notice I didn't say party. I said VIP shopping event. It's really just a party, but nobody loves the word party. So then they're going to pay $5 for that mini warmer. So you're like, gosh, it's going to cost me $15. The mini warmer is $20. Nope. Actually, it's going to cost you $10 because you're only going to offer a non-licensed mini warmer, and you're going to use your perpetual reward. So they have a qualifying party. They're going to pay $5 for that mini warmer. You're going to use that extra perpetual half price item. You're going to pay $10 for it. They're going to have paid $5. So you're going to be out $5, and that's going to be your incentive. But you can write off that $5 as well. Or so it'll cost you $5 out of pocket. Or say they took the 8th and they want a 6-pack of bars. They would pay $8 for the 6-pack of bars. You would use the perpetual half price, perpetual reward. So you would pay $15. So they would pay 8 of the 15, you would pay 7 out of pocket. Or let's say they took the 2nd and you had offered them a 6-pack of scent circles. If you did that 6-pack of scent circles, you would use the perpetual reward. You would pay $7.50 for it as a half price item. They would pay $2 and you would be out $5.50 out of pocket. So how would you word that on social media and still be in compliance? You can't share it on social media. You're going to have to privately message or text it. You could say, I have a booking special, contact me for more information, or if you want more information, comment below and I'll private message you. You could do that, but you cannot share it publicly. Yep. So all right, or you could do anything you want that's within your budget. Okay, so let me give you a couple other ideas. While you must share personal specials privately, did you know if you have a PWS, then you have access to the free newsletter that goes out. It is a perk for having a personal website. And Scentsy sends out a newsletter to your contacts who have opted in for the newsletter. You can personalize it. So today it was still showing, I think it goes out tomorrow actually, but it was still showing today earlier this morning that it could be personalized. you can put a personal special in that newsletter that's going out, because those are your customers that have opted in, and it's one-on-one private communication by email with them. So you can put a personal special in your newsletter. Okay, another way you could front load is you can share the warmer of the month and scent of the month at the end of the previous month, and have a party's worth of orders ready on the first. It's one of my favorite things to do. I share the warmer and scent of the month with those that I know it'll appeal to. You can do that. You can share it publicly. I don't ever do it till my month is done. But if I front loaded my month, I still have time. And then on the first, I always have a party size order ready to go in. Okay. Perhaps you want to offer bonus free samples to anyone who orders by the 15th. Okay. So perhaps it's not within your budget to pay $5 or $7 or whatever for half of a 6-pack, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But perhaps you want to offer some bonus free samples to anyone who orders by the 15th. What's a bonus sample? It's just extra samples. That's all it is. Free samples. Maybe you want to offer free shipping or reduced shipping to those that order by a certain date. Again, personal special, share privately. But you can train your customers this way. And train your customers that you put an order in on the 1st or the 5th or the 2nd or whatever day, and then you reach out to them the end of the month before, because you've already finished your month, and you ask them, hey, I'm putting an order in on the 1st. You know, do you need a 6-pack? Do you need any light bulbs? Are there any gifts you need for next month? Cotton cleanups. They're coming back late this month. I saw that on the website. And then, you know, over time, your customers start to realize this is how you do it. This is how you put these orders in, and they come over to you over and over again, and you're literally training them. Okay. People say to me, oh, but my customer only orders the last day of the month. Well, if you don't put orders in the last day of the month, and I'm not telling you should turn down an order, but you can train and cater your customers to what's normal for you. So what else? Ask yourself this. When you're in the middle of the month, ask yourself, do you know where your PRV is going to come from? And if the answer is no, then it's time to make some changes. Do I know where my PRV is coming from the rest of this month? I do. But if I didn't, I would have to take action, get creative, and make a plan now, because I couldn't wait any longer and not know where my PRV was coming from. So let's see. Oh, another way to increase and front load your calendar is to increase your Scentsy Club. So if you have Scentsy Club subscribers, always aim every month, set a goal to increase the number of Scentsy Club subscribers you have. So if you knew you had 500 PRV or 1,000 PRV or 2,000 PRV coming in every month from Scentsy Club subscribers, then you would that would help you get a lot closer to your goals. So I want you to think about this, and we're going to kind of close with this. I want you to think about this. Have you ever worked really, really hard towards a goal? I see this when we have people pushing towards a promotion. It is amazing what they accomplish the 48 hours before the month ends. It's like they can do this incredible job and pull in all this PRV, and their team rallies around them. And it's incredible what can happen. And what I hear them say is, if I did that all month long, imagine what I could accomplish, right? Annual sales or annual mentor coming to it. They're not right now, but when we're near the end of that cycle and people say, oh my gosh, I am this far from annual sales. It's amazing what in the last month people can accomplish that they don't normally do. But what if you did that all the time? Let me give you another example for those of you that are new that you might be able to relate to. Okay. Have you ever been getting ready to go, say, on vacation, and all of a sudden you realize you're down to like a day, you're leaving the next day or 2 days, and you have all of the stuff you need to accomplish before, aside from the fact that most people decide neurotically that they need to clean their whole house before they leave too, right? But sure enough, by some strange miracle, you find the time and the method to get it done. So it's really amazing what you can have when you have an end game and you have a big goal. So I'm going to challenge you right now. I don't know where you are with your month. I don't know where you are with parties. I don't know what your goal is, but I'm going to challenge you to go big and accomplish some really big things. What would you accomplish? What could you accomplish? And I'm going to challenge you right now to a 24-hour booking blitz. Now, let me tell you what a booking is. A booking is, you don't have to use the word party. It could be a personal shopping link that goes out to someone. It could be a party. It could be adding an event to your calendar. It could be throwing out mystery bags. It could be deciding you're going to put together a whiff box each month. It could be adding an event to your calendar. I think I said that. It could be a fundraiser, whatever it is, anything that is going to bring in 200 PRV or more, we're going to consider a booking. So I'm going to challenge you right now. You got 24 hours. Report back to your leader. Report back to your SSD that invited you. Now, most of them will be traveling tomorrow. So don't feel that you have to have, there has to be a lot of engagement, but just let them know how many parties you book. So let's see how many parties I say, how many bookings we can get. Again, event, mystery bags, you decide to do a legit party, a home party, a pouch party, a Facebook party, a scented, so whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But you've got 24 hours and I'm challenging you to kind of go big, okay? And then let's take some questions. Let's see, what have we got for questions? If you have questions, drop them in the chat. If I love this, some of you guys, like Brenda's halfway to her 2,000. Hers comes from events and parties. Jan has 2 parties and 1 event. Vanessa says follow-ups. Like, I love this, you guys. You have a lot going on. Now, let me also give the disclaimer. I know we have some of you, quite a few of you actually, that are in a disaster zone. So I am not encouraging you, if you are in an area that was devastated by a hurricane and your customers don't have power, I am not encouraging you to blast them trying to book sales. I've been in that situation. It is a very delicate balance when your customers have trees through their houses and that kind of thing, and water damage. You obviously need to be really, really respectful of that situation. So let's see.
We do have one question about how do you post about mystery bags on social media?
So I typically, all I say is I'm doing another, and I do it in my VIP page. I personally say I'm doing another round of mystery bags. Those of you who have done them before, love them. If you want more information or you want in, let me know. And that's pretty much all I do. I don't do a lot of the pictures with the pick a number. I don't do a lot of that kind of thing. We do have people that do that and have a lot of success with it. Who wants to share that does mystery bags, that does them a different way than I do? I have a following of customers that love mystery bags, and they just know over time, anytime I offer them, they want them. So it's not a hard push for me because it's just something I've built into my business model. And I also don't do them very often. So when I do them, they jump on them. So,
one of my favorite things to do about mystery bags is to not even, like, you name them, and a couple of them, like Black Friday, they've named them like different tricks or something. Sometimes like really hot actors' names I've seen as well, or like any theme, even like Hot Mess Mama or Soccer Mom or whatever, they name their bags and then they just say $15 mystery bags. And you can't say what's inside of it, but people just want the bag because they want to be the Hot Mess Mama bag. Yeah. Or they want the Matthew McConaughey bag. Obviously, everybody's going to want that one. So make that one like $90. But those are my favorite because it adds just an element of fun to it. And it's not just like a laundry bag or, whatever. But it could be all laundry products for the Hot Mess Mama. You never know. So that's one of my favorite ways.
And you can go with the theme. I mean, it's super fun to, as you get closer to Halloween, I see people do, body bags and then they do like the outline, the chalk outline, like, it's literally a body, and they put body products in them or whatever. Do the parties need to be this month? They need to be this month or next month. So let me just give a little more disclaimer on this. If you already had a party on the book, it doesn't count. If you have an event on the book, it doesn't count. This is new, okay? And Noemi, I know you have more than 3 parties in you that you booked today. So for the average person, I might give a little credit for that, but I know you're an overachiever. So you get no credit for the 3 you booked today. We'll put you in the Myra category. No, book 3 more. Am I the one that talked about fragrance flower parties? I don't do a lot of fragrance flower parties, but we did have someone talk about that. I'm trying to think who it was. Oh, it was Wendy, I think. Doesn't Wendy talk about them? Yeah, there is a training on them. If you YouTube fragrance flower parties, Wendy Heath Newgas will come up, and she does them really successfully. So let's see. Alex says go ahead.
I threw a couple of graphics in the chat for just examples of mystery bags, and those graphics are completely within compliance to post. So the only thing that you want to make sure that you stay in compliance is that you're not saying what's in the bag or the value in the bag. You can private message that to them, but you can't post it publicly.
Yep. Okay, so I'm trying to read the questions. Yep, so Reba always does $20 ones the end of the month and places the order on the 1st. They're always themed. This month was a sunflower theme. Jan says the same thing. Oh, Dawn had her first 2 parties this month because of the trainings in the Fall Forward group. I love that. Thank you for the motivation. 1 confirmed party. Can you post those in the Yes. Yes. Yeah, let me oh, you know what? Hannah, will you send it to me? Because it says it's potentially a security issue. And it won't let me download it.
Yes, I will.
So June's never done grab bags. I do ship them. I have a lot of customers that aren't local. And so I do indeed ship them, and I charge them shipping. So I always make sure they'll fit in a flat rate padded mailer, or if it's a more expensive one, that'll fit in a medium flat rate box, but they know up front the shipping cost. So,
okay, thank you.
Let's see. Okay, so I hit lead in August, and I have 1 teammate who's really helping me, but I don't want to feel like I have to stay on top of her or feel like I'm pushing. How would you encourage them? So I would say it's really about them. What are they looking to get out of it? How can you help them? Are they trying to earn money for the holidays already? Are they, what is going to motivate them? Because that drive really does have to, you need to mentor them and provide them with help and encouragement, that kind of thing. But that drive has to really come from within. So if they, I don't know when they join, but if they're still within like the shooting star, sensational start, then I would obviously encourage those. Sarah, do you have any other ideas? Or
I think you had a lot of great ideas. I'm trying to think. I do like the mystery bags. I like to do those often.
Yep.
So
awesome.
And I just, like you said, I try to get people to book their parties earlier in the month. That's just when I hand them out. If you get more later in the month, great, but always get at least so many. I usually try to 3 to 5 in the first of the month. So.
Yep.
Oh, I did post in the comments too. One of my favorite things to do when I book parties, and I've used this from like day 1, is to, they pay the amount of the warmer of the day that they book. So if they book on September 1st, they pay $1, and then you're using that perpetual party reward half price. So really, if they pay $1 and it's a $60 warmer, you're only paying $29 for it. So that kind of encourages them to book in the first half of the month. And that really worked well for me for front loading my calendar, because then when you front load the second half, you get to then focus on the next first half. And so it just kind of is a nice cycle once you get to front loading. So that was always a great booking incentive that I use.
So what do you tell a, okay, let's see.
All right, I just said that. I always charge them the shipping. I say, this is the cost if you're local. If not, this is how much shipping would be. So either do a flat rate, and sometimes I cover a little bit of the shipping, or sometimes it's about the same. But
So Isabel's asking what is in the bags. That's up to you. So you're going to set a price point, and then you're going to decide what you're going to put in the bags, and it's completely up to you. So I do try and avoid, like, if someone doesn't have a if they don't have a wall fan diffuser or anything that would use pods, then I'm not going to put pods in their bag. And I also sometimes like to put things in that they haven't tried before, especially if they're local and I'm not, depending upon how I'm shipping or whatever. So I like to put some clean or some body or some hand soap or that kind of thing. So.
And I think there's a Facebook group that everyone just posts different ideas. If you don't want to think, go copy someone else's idea. I mean, not copy, but use what their ideas are. And they even a lot of times print off cute things that you can use there. So make it easy. Don't read
for that too.
Yeah. Don't try to recreate the wheel if you don't want to. I'm not the most creative, crafty person, so I like to look at what others do.
We also had a training on how to make your own whiff bot. We had Debbie.
Yeah.
Stewart.
It was in April.
Yep, she did a great training on that, and it's
Yes.
on YouTube. I'm dropping the link to that Facebook group, Dawn, in the chat right now. It is called Consultant Creations Bags, Boxes, Bags, Bundles, Beyond. So, and I believe there's some questions you have to answer, and I'm pretty sure they won't add you if you don't answer the questions. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. Yep, I will definitely put it in Facebook Kitty for you.